Greetings, Discreet Defenders. My wife and I were at the range the other day, and gosh, that feels good to say. Yes, I not only talked a woman into marrying me, but somehow talked her into liking guns too, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, my wife and I were at the range the other day, and she had a criticism of these two Ruger firearms, the LCP2 and the EC9S. And I think it's an apt criticism. Obviously, my wife is right. There's no question about that after 27 years of marriage. My wife is right, unsurprisingly. But it's also a correct criticism. The front sights are black, and they need to not be black. The question is, which one of these two, and she requested that I give them a little fingernail polish treatment, as I have done successfully on guns previously to this. But the question is, which one of these two fingernail polishes is the better option for painting these front sights? And I think what I'm going to do, first of all, I don't even know if this one is still liquid inside. Yeah, it actually is. I think what I'll do is do one in the Sally Girl and the other in the Orly, and see which one turns out better in the end. Sometimes I have to do 2 layers. Sometimes I'll even put a little bit of white, put a layer of white on first, and then a layer of orange over it. But I'm gonna see, yeah, probably want to steady this thing. See if I can't just get enough of these down in those little grooves, because these sights have these little grooves in them. See if those grooves will catch enough of that fingernail polish at a single pass that I won't have to do 2 layers. Now this seems a little thinner. The Orly seems a little thin to me. If I go with a slightly lower visibility paint, I think it should go on the EC9S. Now, all right, obviously I've completely failed with that brush. Probably gonna have to take that off and start over again. Get down in there. Yeah. Okay, so that brush is a bit broad, which kind of solves the whole thing for me. Rather than experiment with them, I'm just going to use the Sally Girl on both of them, just because the brush fits the front sights better. So, looks a little thicker anyway for some reason. And see if I can get that. I mean, it doesn't have to be the, ultimate evenness. I guess I could put a piece of masking tape down at the base of that, just to be able to slather it on however thick as I like. And at the top, all right, I think that's gonna work. That looks pretty good. I think I'll live with that for now. But yeah, looks like the Sally Girl, which I must have had for a while. My daughter used to work at Sally Beauty Supply. But it looks like that one is going to work pretty well. I like that. Yeah, okay. So starting to dry down. a little bit. And you can see the kind of the rib texture of these side posts. Just take that off the edge just a little bit there. There we go. Perfect. As it sort of dries down and gets absorbed in a little bit. So, but yeah, those look like they're going to work anyway. All right. These are starting to dry down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to examine those sights through those notches in the back and decide whether or not, here, let me see if I can do this, get this on camera. Just a little, put black, orange on black there for y'all. Well, that's pretty cool. The other one. Yeah, that works a lot better than the black. They just were not. They were barely visible. They were not highly visible at all. And now, I believe I have solved that problem to a degree. I may put, yeah, I think those are gonna necessitate a second layer, but should be simple enough. All right. Thanks, folks. This is Dave for DDR. Have a great week.